It starts with a simple cup, a warm sip in the morning, a soothing ritual at night. For many of us over 65, tea isn't just a drink. It's comfort, routine, even therapy in a mug. But what if something so familiar, so trusted, was quietly working against you? You might not feel it right away. A little more forgetfulness, a moment of confusion, a night of restless sleep. But what if that mental fog wasn't just part of aging? What if it was something in your cup? Today we're uncovering the truth about 6 popular teas, the ones you see in every grocery store, maybe even in your own kitchen right now, that may be slowly affecting your brain in ways you never suspected. Some promise detox, others offer sweetness without sugar. But beneath the labels and the flavors lies a different story, one that could explain why you're not feeling as sharp, as focused, or as emotionally steady as you used to. Stick with us, because what you discover today could help protect your memory, your clarity, and your independence for years to come. Let's begin. 1. Licorice root tea. It smells like comfort. It tastes like nostalgia. Licorice root tea has long been praised for its calming effect on digestion and sore throats. But what's often overlooked is how quickly it can turn from healing to harmful, especially after 65. At the heart of the issue is a compound called glycyrrhizin, the very thing that gives licorice its unique flavor. While natural, glycyrrhizin interferes with potassium balance in your body and can lead to elevated blood pressure, a hidden storm brewing behind every gentle sip. Now, imagine your brain, depending on steady blood flow and balanced electrolytes to stay sharp. When that balance is disrupted, the brain gets less oxygen, less fuel. The result? Foggy thinking, dizziness, a sense of slipping. Frank, a 72-year-old retiree, thought his 2 nightly cups of licorice tea were helping him relax. But over time, he felt more disoriented in the mornings, even experiencing bouts of lightheadedness. When his doctor discovered low potassium and rising blood pressure, the culprit was sitting quietly in his tea cabinet. Once Frank swapped licorice for soothing peppermint and ginger, the fog began to clear. "I just assumed it was my age," he said, "but it was my tea. A cup once in a while, likely fine. But daily or excessive consumption, especially when mixed with blood pressure medication or other herbs, can turn this sweet remedy into a dangerous disruptor of brain health." 2nd, detox teas. They promise renewal, a fresh start, a lighter, more energetic you. But many so-called detox teas, especially the trendy ones with flashy labels, are doing the opposite of healing. These teas often contain high doses of caffeine and natural laxatives like senna or cascara, and while marketed as natural, the effects can be jarring, especially on a brain more vulnerable with age. Let's break it down. The caffeine overstimulates your nervous system, increasing anxiety, disturbing sleep, even causing heart palpitations. Then the laxatives kick in, triggering frequent bathroom trips and, more dangerously, dehydration. Here's what many people forget. Dehydration isn't just a physical issue. It shrinks brain volume, slows cognitive processing, and can even mimic early dementia symptoms. Take Linda, a vibrant 68-year-old who began every day with detox tea hoping to manage bloating. Within weeks, her afternoons were clouded by fatigue and a sense of mental fog. She blamed menopause, or aging, until she stopped the tea. She switched to a caffeine-free digestive blend with fennel and chamomile, and the mental heaviness began to lift. "I wasn't getting old," she said. "I was drying myself out." The truth is, your liver and kidneys already know how to detox. When we push them with unnecessary stimulants and aggressive herbs, we're not cleansing, we're exhausting. And for a brain that needs hydration, rest, and balance, that's a recipe for decline. 3. Bottled iced teas. You're trying to make a better choice. You pass on soda and grab a bottle of iced tea that says green tea or with antioxidants. It feels light, refreshing, even healthy. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Many of these bottled teas are laced with hidden sugars, and your brain is paying the price. One bottle of peach or lemon iced tea can have over 30 grams of added sugar, almost as much as a can of soda. But because it's labeled tea, it doesn't feel indulgent. So we drink it every day, sometimes more than once, unaware of the toll it's taking inside. Sugar inflames the brain. It interferes with insulin, which your brain uses to absorb fuel, And over time, this can lead to memory problems, confusion, and even increase the risk of dementia. Just ask Ellen, 70. She loved her afternoon bottle of green tea with peach. It felt like a treat that wasn't too bad. But when her blood sugar spiked at a yearly checkup and her doctor mentioned insulin resistance, she finally read the label. 32 grams of added sugar. She switched to homemade iced tea with lemon and mint. And not only did her labs improve, she said she felt clearer in the mornings and less anxious before bed. The moral: sugar hides behind pleasant packaging. But your brain knows the truth. If you love iced tea, make it at home. Sweeten with fruit, not syrup. That small change might be the biggest brain boost of your week. 4. Green tea, matcha powders. Now, here's the surprise. A tea that's been hailed as a superfood, a powerhouse of antioxidants, yet when consumed too frequently or in concentrated powdered form, it can quietly overload your brain with stimulation. We're talking about matcha green tea powder, the trendy, vibrant green drink that's now in everything from lattes to smoothies. And yes, it's rich in L-theanine and antioxidants, but it's also packed with a high concentration of caffeine, far more than your average cup of green tea. And that concentrated dose matters, especially after 65, when your body metabolizes caffeine more slowly. The result? Restlessness, poor sleep, increased anxiety, and over time, cognitive wear and tear that's easy to misdiagnose as just getting older. Take June, 66, who began drinking a matcha latte every morning after hearing it boosted metabolism. But soon, she found herself lying awake at night, replaying conversations, worrying about things she normally brushed off. Her mornings felt jittery instead of energized. "I thought I was doing something healthy," she said, "but I was basically jump-starting my brain like a car battery every morning." Matcha isn't the enemy, but it should be treated with the same caution as espresso. If you're drinking it daily or pairing it with other caffeine sources, it might be overloading your system. For sensitive brains, too much stimulation leads to burnout, not clarity. Try rotating matcha out for gentler green teas or herbal blends that support energy without the crash. After 65, your brain needs steady fuel, not roller coasters. 5. Flavored herbal teas. They smell like dessert. They taste like comfort. A warm cup of chocolate mint, vanilla rooibos, or berry hibiscus can feel like a harmless indulgence, especially when the label boasts no sugar, naturally sweetened, or 0 calories. But what's really inside these teas might surprise you. Many mass-produced herbal blends are sweetened with artificial sweeteners like sucralose, aspartame, or saccharin, chemicals that don't just fool your taste buds, but also confuse your brain. These substances have been linked to changes in the gut microbiome and insulin response. But more alarming, studies suggest a connection between regular artificial sweetener consumption and cognitive decline, including slower reaction times, memory issues, and even increased stroke risk in older adults. James, 69, thought he was doing something smart by replacing cookies with a sugar-free dessert tea every night. But over time, he felt duller, emotionally flat. His thoughts came slower. It wasn't until he noticed sucralose buried in the ingredients list that he made the switch, opting for a natural cinnamon rooibos with no additives. "Within a couple of weeks," he said, "I felt more like myself again." So, if your tea claims to be sweet but the label looks like a chemistry experiment, your brain might be paying a price. Real flavor comes from real ingredients. And your mind? It thrives on simplicity. 6. Excessive black tea. It's the classic. The comfort of breakfast tea. The pick-me-up of iced black tea in the afternoon. It feels familiar and safe. But drinking too much black tea, especially after 65, can slowly erode your brain's edge without you even noticing. The issue starts with caffeine, but that's not the full story. Black tea also contains tannins, which can interfere with the absorption of iron, a key mineral for oxygen-rich blood flow to the brain. And when your brain is running low on oxygen and overstimulated by caffeine, the results are insidious: restless nights, morning brain fog, a subtle but growing sense that your thinking isn't as sharp as it once was. Rita, 76, was drinking 4 cups a day, 2 in the morning, 1 with lunch, and 1 at bedtime. She felt wired but tired. Her doctor found low iron levels and irregular sleep cycles, Cutting back to 1 cup of black tea a day and replacing the rest with herbal blends made a massive difference in her clarity and mood. Black tea isn't bad, but too much becomes a burden, especially when it's masking fatigue or draining your reserves. Ask yourself, does your tea routine leave you feeling grounded and focused, or wired and worn out? Sometimes it's not about quitting. It's about adjusting. That's the wisdom that helps your brain stay resilient year after year. So, how many of these teas are sitting in your kitchen right now? That's the haunting part. None of them come with a warning label. They look safe, familiar, even wholesome. But sip by sip, day by day, they could be dimming the very light that makes you you. But here's the beautiful truth. Awareness is power. Once you understand how these seemingly harmless habits affect your brain, you can make choices that protect and even revive your clarity. You don't need to give up tea. You just need to give your brain what it's truly asking for: stability, hydration, nourishment, and peace. Start by reading labels. Be mindful of hidden sugars, caffeine overload, and artificial sweeteners. Trade overstimulation for calm. Trade confusion for clarity. Your brain is still incredibly capable of healing and adapting, even after 65. And every small change you make today can shape a brighter, sharper, more independent tomorrow. Now, it's your turn. Which of these teas surprised you the most? Is there one you'll be swapping out starting today? Leave a comment below and tell us which change you're committing to, even if it's just 1 cup. Your story might inspire someone else who's quietly struggling with brain fog and doesn't even realize why. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a like, share it with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights that help you stay healthy, independent, and empowered. Every click helps us continue to create content that serves and supports you. Thanks for watching. Here's to clearer minds, gentler habits, and a cup of tea that truly loves you back.